Right now, we'll be discussing the influence of socioeconomic status, which is stand for SES, on students' education opportunities and outcomes. As a moderator, my role is to guide us through this conversation by highlighting the key ways in which income, parental education, and social interact with educational achievement in Malaysia. So before we start to our first topic, I have invited 4 people here to discuss about this issue that I have mentioned before. So if all of you don't mind, could you introduce yourself first? How about we start from you?
Hello everyone, my name is B. Arena. I will take the role as the community leaders.
And hello everyone, my name is Jocelyn B.T. Donius and my role is the school leaders.
And hi everyone, my name is Nur Shafira Hasmani Vidya Simon and my role is as a teacher.
Hi, my name is Vanessa and I will take a role as a parent.
Thank you. So before we start, please feel free to speak openly. There are no right or wrong answers, and your thoughts are highly valued. Let's begin with the first topic. Let's start with something that we all feel the impact of, which is money. We know income can shape many aspects of a child's education, but just how deep does it go? V, may I start with you first?
Sure.
The first question is, how effective do you think government initiatives like Bantuan Sara, Kasih, are in helping low-income families achieve financial stability and support their children's education?
On my perspectives on the income as a community leaders, Bantuan Sara Kasih will help the low-income family because they are rural residents that didn't have enough money to buy all the materials for their children's studies and the foods at home because those materials are really expensive these days. That's all from my perspective, and I would like to give it back to our moderator.
Thank you. Alright, Joy, over to you.
Yes.
As school leaders, how do you address this gap in learning, materials and resources between students from high income and low income families?
Okay, thank you for the great questions. So first of all, my perspective as a school leaders, I believe that parents' financials reflects on their potential to supply their children school expenditures. So students that comes from higher income parents, they have wider and easier access to education because their parents they capable and they would like to invest more on their children's education opportunities. So like providing extra classes for them for subjects that they are significantly not good at, or giving them extra classes on weekends to attend for, like swimming classes or cooking class. While for the lower income parents, students that come from lower income parents, they tend to focus on funding the necessities at home, such as food supply and mandatory commitments such as water bills and electric bills. So it just minimizes their own children learning education and materials. So that's from me.
Okay, thank you. That's a good point from your perspective. So next, Kira, your perspective is important here. How about your thoughts? What can schools do to support students from low-income families so they are not left behind academically?
Okay, thank you for the questions. As a teacher, I believe that school plays an important role in bridging the gaps between students from low-income family by providing comprehensive support such as providing access to digital learning resources. For example, tablet, free internet, or book loan, so the students do not fall behind in technology-based learning. That's all.
Okay, thank you. And lastly, for this section, to Vanessa, I would like to ask you, in what ways has your family's income level affected the kind of educational support such as tuition, school supplies, or digital devices you can provide to your child?
Thank you for the question. For me, as a parent, our income level does play an important role in supporting our child's current education. With limited income, we have to limit expenses such as tuition class and digital device. Sometimes we have to make a choice between buying books or finding extra class, but we still try to give our best by finding free materials or assistance from the school.
Okay. So far, we all already heard the answer on this first topic. So now, let's move to something a little closer to home, parents, and education. We often hear that a parent's background influences how a child does in school, but how true is that in your experience? I'll start with you. How can the community work together to create an environment that complements what students are learning at school?
As the community leader, we believe that the parents' education are important, and how we would create environment for the students learning at school is that both parents or one of the parents must stay at home so that they can teach their children after their school days. This will improve the quality of education by the children's achievement. That's all from my perspectives.
Thank you. Okay, Joy, right now, I want to hear from your experience. Based on your experience, how does a parent's educational background influence their involvement in their child's academic progress?
Okay, thank you again, our pretty moderator. So, according to my experience as a school leaders, I can see that parents with high educations, like they graduated from degrees or PhDs, they tend to involve positively in their children's learnings progress. So, like they already prepared a path or like a list of things for their children need to do on their education's progress. So it's just good. But I can see that parents that graduated academically from primary schools, they don't involve enough on their students' education progress because maybe they don't have enough experience like at schools before. So which causes like most of them tend to drop out or directly goes into work life after finishing their studies. So it just makes sense. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Okay. Next question for you, Fira. How have you seen the level of parental education affect a student learning habits and motivation?
Okay, thank you for the good questions again, moderator. How I see parental education level influencing student learning habits and motivations is through my own experience. In my experience, parents' level of education has a significant influence on student learning habits and motivations. For example, parents with higher educations tend to be more actively involved in their children's learning, such as helping with homework, monitoring academic performance, and creating a conducive environment for learning at home.
Thank you. Alright, last questions for this topic. Vanessa, how about your perspective? How has your own educational background influenced the way you support or guide your child in the learning journey?
Thank you for the question. So, as a parent, my educational background has greatly influenced the way I guide my children. I'm saying this because I can help them by providing learning better materials, and I also can motivate themselves to do a better learning. Thank you.
Okay, let's now dive into something we don't always talk about openly, social class. Social class often influences not just what a student has access to, but even how they're treated, what's expected of them, and confident they feel in school spaces. So let's explore this together. To begin with, could you share your thoughts on this? Can you share how community empowerment programs like youth exchange or volunteering have helped bridge social class differences?
Of course, the community empowerment such as youth exchange and volunteering helping bridge the social class differences because it can help them on strengthening their friendships and understanding each other. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, for example B, these programs truly play a critical role in leveling the playing field. Now over to Joy again.
Yes?
Do you think a parent's occupation affects their ability to support their child's education? How have you seen this play out in your school?
Okay, thank you again. As a school leader, my perspective, I could say that parents with good occupations, they have their own skills and they know how to manage the time between work and spending some time for the children. So, for example, like after working hour, they spend a little bit more time with their children to studies or like discussing about what's going on at their schools. But parents with unsecure job will eventually spend more time to find sufficient incomes because parents with good occupation, we know exactly that they have like good incomes rather than parents with unstable job. So it just leads to less involvement towards their own children due to spend more time on their working hour. So that's for me.
Okay, thank you, Joy. That's a powerful observation. Next, Fira, here's a big question for you. Have you observed differences in classroom behavior, confidence, or academic ambition between students from higher and lower social classes? How do you address this?
Okay, thank you, moderator. Well, my answer is yes, there is difference. Students from higher social classes are usually more confident in voicing their opinions, more daring to try new things, and have higher academic ambitions. This may be because they are exposed to more opportunities, extracurricular activities, and so on. So, as a teacher, I will try to address this issue by giving tasks and opportunities fairly and involving all students in activities that builds confidence.
Okay, thank you, Fira. Addressing inequality in the classroom is so crucial. And finally, back again to Vanessa. Do you feel that your social environment or class status affects the opportunities your child gets in school, such as access to quality education, extracurricular activity, or useful networks?
So for me, I will say yes, because I think social status does have an impact. As a parent from a middle class, sometimes my children don't get their purse, especially in paid activities or especially special programs. But we still provide as much support as we can so that our children don't feel left out. Thank you. That's all from me.
What we've just shared goes beyond statistic or academic theory. It reflects real experiences, real struggles, and real hope for change. By speaking honestly about income, parental education, and social class, we've uncovered just how deeply these issues affect our students and their future. Thank you for all sharing your insights so honestly, and I truly appreciate your voice in today's seasons. Thank you.